So, Delta Force's Black Hawk Down campaign is not what I expected at all. I went into this campaign believing it was going to be something similar to a Call of Duty campaign, mostly narrative driven, a single player experience, and in general pretty laid back and, easy to blast through, purely for like the experience of the story. But what I found is one of the more sweaty, more realistic experiences that I've had in a long time, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, mind you, but depending on what you're looking for or what you expected, it's clear that this campaign isn't going to be for everybody. So without further ado, if you guys enjoy the content here on the channel, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more Delta Force as well as plenty of Battlefield next year. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff to talk about there, and as always, thank you guys for your support. So first things first, how do you actually download the campaign? If you're anything like me, you simply expected Steam to update Delta Force automatically, but you'd be wrong. You can access the Black Hawk Down campaign area in-game, but you'll be met with an indicator telling you to download it. So what you have to actually do is close the game, go to Steam, find Delta Force in your library, and then the DLC section, scroll down there and manually add it to your game, and then it will start downloading. Now after that, you should be good to go, and if at any point you want to remove it, because it is about 26 gigabytes in size, you can simply come back to this DLC panel and untick the box there. Now once you get in there, things are going to look a bit strange. You probably expected a button that says start new campaign or something along those lines, but instead you get two buttons saying co-op play or quick play, and the reason for that is that all of these missions are designed to be played with a full squad of 4 players. So you choose one of, I believe it's 7 maps, although you do have to unlock them in order, and then if you're the party leader, you can begin the game at any time. So yes, theoretically, you can play this solo, but it's really not recommended. If you get downed once and you have very little health here, there will be nobody there to revive you and you'll fail the mission. So finding 4 players can actually be, surprisingly, a significant challenge. It seems that folks have been so spoiled by matchmaking systems these days that nobody can hang around for a minute or two to get a full lobby together, and so I ended up having to play with 3 people instead of 4, which coincidentally would also explain why they decided to give this mode away for free instead of charging for it. After all, if you'd have paid money for this and then you couldn't find players to play with, well, that wouldn't be very good now, would it? Either way, once you're happy with the lobby and you hit start game, don't freak out, it hasn't crashed, it's actually going to quit out of the Delta Force base game, and then it's going to boot up a new EXE for the Black Hawk Down campaign, which is running Unreal Engine 5. There you get to select a character and a class and pick a main weapon. And so for the assault guy I was playing as, you could go with the M16A2 with the iron sights, the CAR-15 with a red dot sight, or the M21. And then you get a few medkits to heal yourself up with, a few grenades and smokes, and a secondary pistol. So at this point, you're probably saying, Ghost, this isn't really what I was expecting at all when I heard about this campaign. It feels more akin to something like Insurgency or Ready or Not. You have to move very slowly and methodically through the areas, clearing enemies as you go and peeking corners. That's the kind of experience that this is. And something I learned on the first mission is that you have to be fairly conservative with your ammo as well. Single fire mode is definitely going to be your friend here, because as far as I know, there's no way to pick up ammo in this game mode at all, not from squad mates or your fallen enemies, so when you're out, that's it, you're out. GG's. So this first mission has you move from the roof of an apartment building, clearing it room to room, and then you make your way down the street with the convoy, enter a 2-story building there, where you're supposed to disrupt the conference and make some arrests of certain dignitaries, I think they are. I will say, they've really nailed the atmosphere here for me though. There isn't as much narration or as many cutscenes as in, say, your Call of Duty, but it's not like the story is gonna come as a surprise either, right? However, the atmosphere of this war-torn city looks pretty amazing. Occasionally, little birds will fly in with rocket pods and dump them on enemy positions, or a Humvee will get RPG'd or something. There's a lot of attention to detail on the streets here as well. It really does look like a war-torn city with rubble, sandbags and barbed wire lying everywhere. Graphically here, it looks of course a lot better than the base game as well. This is Unreal Engine 5, so it will be a lot more demanding on your system. I was playing with everything cranked up to Ultra at 1440p, and I had DLSS quality preset set here, and getting around 100 FPS, as you guys can see in the top right corner, and that's on a 5090. So I don't even want to know like how this would have run on my older 3080 Ti that I had before, because I probably wouldn't even have been able to hit 60 FPS at those settings. So yeah, it might be quite tough to run for some people depending on your system. But man, is this game hard. Like, the more you play of it, the better you get, because the enemies are all scripted, so they all spawn in the same locations, they run across the street at the same times and the same intervals, at least as far as I can tell, but they'll shoot you on the street from inside buildings, or they'll RPG you from miles away, or snipe you. They really do target you from a lot of unexpected positions. If you round a corner and there's an NPC there, he'll just boot you in the face, kind of like This Is Sparta style, and almost kill you in one blow. There's a lot of nice destruction on play here as well. All of the doors inside this big white 2-story building where most of the first mission takes place, those can all be shot through and splintered into pieces, and the NPCs will make use of that as well to spray through the doors. They will blind fire around corners. So again, definitely make sure you have a squad, because you will die. Although I don't doubt that somebody out there will solo all of these eventually, and as such they do have some sort of a leaderboard going on at the moment for who can clear these missions the fastest, which kind of had me confused. I was like, why are you having a leaderboard and having lots of streamers playing in this competition in a single player experience? Now, the gunplay and the overall feeling of enemies is pretty good. It's pretty satisfying. Not the best I've ever experienced, especially for a single player game, but it's fairly decent. But yeah, overall, it's a fun experience. Like I said, it's definitely not really what I expected. I think this is one of those modes you really want to get a group of friends together for and actually be communicating, so you can call out enemies and stuff. You know, you can use VoIP with randoms that you queue up with, but a lot of people just don't really use VoIP, and they get down, they don't call out that they need a revive and stuff like that. The first mission isn't too bad because you can take your time, but once you get to the second mission, there you've got to escort a convoy through the streets, and the enemies are just raining RPGs down upon you, and if they kill too many of the Humvees in the convoy, you just outright fail the mission. So you can't be as slow and methodical on that one. You have to move fast and snipe those RPGs fast before they can get their shot off. So I think it depends what kind of player you are. If you wanted a nice, slow-paced, story-driven experience that you never die in, this might not be the one for you. But if you want the extra challenge, you don't mind getting a bit sweaty, and perhaps you've got some friends to play it with, it's a pretty nice experience for what it offers. Drop me a comment down below, guys. Let me know if you've played it, what did you think of it, and why? If you enjoyed the video today, leave a like, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next one.